Hi friends, in the sequence of learning MORTH 5th revision, now we will learn section 400. Section 400 sub base, base is non-bituminous and shoulders. 401 granular sub base. 402 lime treated soil for improved subgrade sub base. 403 cement treated soil and cement fly ash treated sub base base. Water bound macadam sub base base. 405 crushed cement concrete sub base. 406 wet mix macadam sub base base. 407 crushed run macadam base. 408 shoulders Iceland and median. 409 cement concrete curve and curve with channel. 410 footpaths and separators. Now we are going to learn 401 granular sub base. 401.1 scope. This work shall consist of laying and compacting well-graded material on prepared subgrade in accordance with the requirements of this specification. The material shall be laid in one or more layers as subbase or lower subbase and upper subbase termed as subbase hereinafter as necessary according to lines, grades and cross-section shown in the drawing or as directed by the engineer. (401.2) Materials. 401.2.1 The material to be used for the work shall be natural sand, crushed gravel, crushed stone, crushed slag, or combination thereof depending upon the grading required use of materials like brick, metal, concrete and crushed. Concrete shall be permitted in the lower subbase. The materials shall be free from organic or other deleterious constituents and shall conform to the grading given in table 400-1 and physical requirement given in table 400-2. Grading 3 and grading 4 shall preferably be used in lower subbase. Grading 4, 5 and 6 shall be used as subbase cum drainage layer. The grading to be adopted for a project shall be as specified in the contract, where the subbase base is laid in two layers as upper subbase and lower subbase. The thickness of each layer shall not be less than 150 mm. 401.2.2 If the water absorption of the aggregate determined as per IS 2386 part 3 is greater than 2%, the aggregate shall be tested for wet aggregate impact value AIV IS 5640. Soft aggregates like concrete, brick, blast and laterites shall also be tested for wet AIV IS 5640. Table 401. Table 400-1 Grading for granular subbase materials. IS sieve designation 75 mm, 53 mm, 26.5 mm, 9.5 mm, 4.75 mm, 2.36 mm, 0.85 mm, 0.425 mm, 0.075 mm. Grading 1. Grading 1, grading 2, grading 3, grading 4, grading 5 and grading 6. In 75 mm size, grading 1 and grading 5 passing 100%, all others nil. In 53.0 mm, grading 1 80 to 100 mm, 80 to 100% passing, grading 2 100% passing, grading 3 100%, grading 4 100%, grading 5 80 to 100%, grading 6 100%, 26.5 mm, grading 1 55 to 90%, grading 2 70 to 100%, grading 3 55 to 75%, grading 4 50 to 80%, grading 5 55 to 90%, grading 6 75 to 100%, 9.5 mm for grading 1 35 to 65%, for grading 2 50 to 80%, grading 3 nil, grading 4 nil, grading 5 35 to 65%, grading 6 55 to 75%, 4.75 mm for grading 1 25 to 55%, grading 2 40 to 65%, grading 3 10 to 30%, grading 4 15 to 35%, grading 5 25 to 50%, grading 6 30 to 55%, 2.36 mm sieve designation, grading 1 20 to 40%, grading 2 30 to 50%, grading 3 nil, grading 4 nil, grading 5 10 to 20%, grading 6 10 to 25%, 0.85 mm sieve designation, grading 1 2 3 4 nil, grading 5 2 to 10%, grading 6 also nil, 0.425 mm sieve designation, 10 to for grading 1 10 to 15%, for grading 2 10 to 15%, grading 3 nil, grading 4 nil, grading 5 0 to 5%, grading 6 0 to 8%, 0.075 mm ISC designation, for grading 1 less than 5%, for grading 2 less than 5%, for grading 3 less than 5%, for grading 4 less than 5%, for grading 5 nil, for grading 6 0 to 3%. Table 400-2 Physical requirements for material for granular sub-base. Aggregate impact value AIV IS 2386 part 4 or IS 5640. Maximum 40 maximum. Liquid limit IS 2720 part 5 maximum 25. Plasticity index IS 2720 part 5 maximum 6. CBR at 98%, dry density at IS 2720 part 8. According to IS 2720 part 5, minimum 30 unless otherwise specified in the contract. (401.3) Construction operations. 401.3.1 Preparation of subgrade. Immediately prior to the laying of subbase, the subgrade already finished to clause 301 or 305 as applicable shall be prepared by removing all vegetation and other extraneous matter, lightly sprinkled with water if necessary, and rolled with 2 passes of 80 to 100 kN smooth wheeled roller. 401.3.2 Spreading and compacting. The subbase material of the grading specified in the contract and water shall be mixed mechanically by a suitable mixer equipped with provision for controlled addition of water and mechanical mixing so as to ensure homogeneous and uniform mix. The required water content shall be determined in accordance with IS 2720 Part 8. The mix shall be spread on the prepared subgrade with the help of a motor grader of adequate capacity, its blade having hydraulic control suitable for initial adjustment and for maintaining the required slope and grade during the operation, or other means as approved by the engineer. Moisture content of the mix shall be checked in accordance with IS 2720 Part 2 and suitably adjusted so that at the time of compaction it is from 1 to 2% below the optimum moisture content. Immediately after spreading the mix, the rolling shall be done by an approved roller if the thickness of the compacted layer does not exceed 100 mm. A smooth wheeled roller of 80 to 100 kilonewton weight may be used. For a compacted single layer up to 200 mm, the compaction shall be done with the help of a vibratory roller of minimum 80 to 100 kilonewton static. Weight capable of achieving the required compaction, rolling shall commence at the lower edge and proceed towards the upper edge longitudinally for portions having unidirectional crossfall or on super elevation. For carriageway having crossfall on both sides, rolling shall commence at the edge and progress towards the crown. Each pass of the roller shall uniform overlap not less than 1/3 of the track made in the preceding pass. During the rolling, the grade and crossfall camber shall be checked and any high spots or depression which become apparent corrected by removing or adding fresh material. The speed of the roller shall not exceed 5 km per hour. Rolling shall be continued till the density achieved is at least 98% of the maximum dry density for the material determined as per IS 2720 Part 8. The surface of any layer of material on compaction shall be well closed, free from movement under compaction equipment. And from compaction planes, rises, cracks, or loose materials, all loose, segregated, or otherwise defective area shall be made good to the full thickness of the layers and recompacted. 401.4 Surface finish and quality control of work. The surface finish of construction shall conform to the requirement of clause 902. Control on the quality of the material and work shall be exercised by the engineer in accordance with the section 900. 401.5 Aggregates for traffic. Arrangements for traffic. During the period of construction, arrangements for the traffic shall be provided and maintained in accordance with clause 112. 401.6 Measurement for payment. Granular sub base shall be measured as finished work in position in cubic meter. The protection of edge of granular sub-base extended over the full formation as shown in the drawing shall be considered incidental to the work of providing granular sub-base, and as such no extra payment shall be made for the same. 401.7 Rate. The contract unit rate for granular sub-base shall be payment in full for carrying out the required operation, including full compensation for 1. Marking arrangement for traffic to clause 112 except for initial treatment to verges, shoulders, and construction of diversions. 2. Supplying all materials to be incorporated in the work, including all royalties, fees, rent where applicable, with all leads and lifts. 3. All labor, tools, equipments, and incidentals to the complete the work to the specification. Carrying out the work in part width of road where directed, and carrying out the required test for quality control.